Okay, everyone, welcome back to DAF Discussions. Today we are going to be discussing the inyanim of Bishul in a Kli Rishon, if it's Mevashel Midiraisa or Midirabanan, as well as the definition of Bishul. What exactly is the definition of Bishul according to the Bavli and Yerushalmi? We hope you all enjoyed your Yom Tiv, and by now, hopefully, by the time you're watching this, you already returned over your kitchens back to Chametz. Now, some of you requested that I get a microphone because you have a hard time hearing me. So I did buy a mic. I'm wearing it today, although unfortunately our mic is broken, so it's not going to help much. But for the time being, I'm wearing it because it's still, at the end of the day, it looks a little chashuv. There's something presentable about a mic. So for now, we're still wearing it. Hopefully, we'll get a better mic in the mail. But for the time being, you'll have to suffice with this. There's nothing better I could do. So the shita of the Yerushalmi with regards to Kli Rishon, the Ran brings down over here in the back in Daf Mem Daled. The Ran says the Yerushalmi holds that Midiraisa it's only mevashel if the or something which the or is mahalich tachtov. That if there's a flame underneath, but a Kli Rishon, there's no flame underneath, you take a pot off the fire, and let's say there's food in the pot, and you put something into that pot, it's not mevashel Midiraisa. So Tiran, mihu, the Bavli disagrees. The Bavli holds a Kli Rishon is mevashel Midiraisa. So the Ran says, as machlokos the Bavli and Yerushalmi, if the Kli Rishon is mevashel Midiraisa over the Rabbanon. Now, exactly where the Ran saw that the Bavli disagrees, it's not very clear. The Iglay Tal has arichas about it. He says maybe the Bavli agrees. You don't find the Farish Bavli that's saying Kli Rishon is over. It's possible it has to do with the sugya of Gilgal Chayev Chatas, the Gemara in the bottom of Chesam and Beis. The Gabi told us or, but there is a difference between told us or and Kli Rishon. Don't mix the two, confuse the two. Told us or is you heat something with a fire and you're using that as the flame. Kli Rishon is different. You're cooking in the food which is on the pot. It's not told us or. Told us or is Keish. The Rishalmi definitely should agree that told us or is Ka'or. That's a whole different sugya. It's a regular fire. Just you're talking about a Kli Rishon, a pot which you take off of the fire and then you're cooking in the food in the pot. Now, if you put an empty pot on the fire and you take that off and you put something in that l'chayr is regular told sa'ar, which even Yerushalmi would agree. Okay, but this is a side thing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to confuse any of you. Al Kapanim, the Bavli and Yerushalmi disagree if a Kli Rishon is vashel midiraisa or midirabanan. So we have to understand two things. First of all, what would be the svara of the Yerushalmi? Why should a Kli Rishon not be vashel midiraisa? Second of all, what is the machlokos Bavli and Yerushalmi? Now, if you look in Yerushalmi inside, it's in Perek Gimel Halacha Dal. Yerushalmi says at the end, talking about a Kli Rishon and Kli Sheni, kan v'kan ein hayat shiled. It's also herchik Kli Rishon leisach Kli Sheni. Yerushalmi says that both of them, if you look at the pshat ein hayat shiled, both of them Kli Rishon and Kli Sheni, both of them be'etzim could be mevashel, legabi temperature, legabi the heat, it's cooking the item. Just the Rabbanon were only geyser in the Kli Rishon. So it's clear in Yerushalmi the reason is not because it holds that a Kli Rishon is not hot enough, rather for a different reason that it's not the Isra is only or mahalif tachtov, as the Lashon Haran. The Shaila is why? What's the Shaila in Yerushalmi? Yerushalmi says Rabbanon were geyser even though it cooks. Even though, so it should be, and it's not a deraisa, even though it cooks, not a deraisa. Rather, Rabbanon were geyser. Now, to try to explain this, I'm going to bring down a Rishash. The Rishash says in the beginning of Klal Gadol, the 7th parak, he has a chakira. If you plant something in the ground, you put a seed in the ground, and you take it out after Shabbos, but before it had time to sprout. Now, he doesn't mean before it had time to turn into a tree. There's a certain shear of sprouting. I'm not sure exactly when that is. He says if you take it out before anything happened, basically you put it in, you take it out, it's exactly the same way it was as you put it in. Kebeli kach polte. What's the halacha? So he says we find by Bishul, the Gemara says in the beginning, if you put bread into oven and you take it out before it has time to bake, the halacha is you're not over. It's mefurish Gemara. So he says zriya should be the same thing. You put it in, you take it out before it has time to sprout or to whatever, to be kailit, whatever kailit means. You should not be over it. It's the same exact thing. Zriya and Bishul, there's no difference. You can't. What should be the difference? This Bishul is cooking and this is planting. So just like cooking, you're not over until it cooks. So Zriya not over until it plants. As I state in Rishash, tremendous chiddush. Now the Iglay Tal at the beginning of his Sefer Hilchos Zriya has a big arichas. He disagrees with Rishash. He says there's a big difference between Zriya and Bishul. Zriya, the Torah asks the melecha, the ma'isa of putting it into the ground. That's what Zriya is. I mean, it's planting, but it's not the Isser. The Avalach is a Maisa, you put it in, the second you put it in, you're over. Bishul, the Torah is cooking. It's not the Maisa of cooking. It's not the Maisa of turning, to going like this, other than a stove or striking a match, whatever it is. It's the thing has to get cooked. If it's not cooked, you're not over. There's no Maisas involved. It's the fact that the thing is getting cooked. Now, as I stated in Iglay Tal, and I'm sure all of you could agree to that Zriya, you should not be over if you take it out of the ground way after Shabbos is over, and you're all going to agree that Bishul, you should not be over. Azriya should be over, take it out. The Bishul should not be over, take it out. So However you're going to say it, there's definitely a difference between Zriya and Bishul. We're calling it that Zriya is the Maisa Zriya, and Bishul is not the Maisa Zriya, it's the fact that it's getting cooked. Now you can explain it a little differently, but there's definitely a difference, you're all agreeing to me. Okay. Now, the Chelkas Yoyev, he wrote Shuvah to Rav Nezer, and even before that, Rav Nezer actually quotes him in the Haggadah. Chelkas Yoyev, he quotes the Rishash. He begins in Yerushalmi, and it says as follows. Yerushalmi says, if you bake something, put something in the oven at the end of Shabbos, and you take it out, and it doesn't bake until Shabbos is over. In other words, so there you have, similar to Rishash's case, just the other way around, that similar to the Bavli's case also, you put something in the oven, but it doesn't bake until later. Do you say, since I didn't put it in the stove, I'm over? Do you say, no, it never, since it didn't get cooked on Shabbos, I'm not over? State in Yerushalmi, the way the Chelkas Yoyev quotes it, and the way the Rogan Shabbat quotes Yerushalmi as well, that you are over. So the Chelkas Yoyev wanted to bring a riot from here that Bishul, if you take it out, that the Isser is the Maisa. That's what he wanted to taina. He was taining to Avnei Nezer. Now Avnei Nezer has a chuvas back and forth in the beginning of a sefer, in the beginning of Hilchos Shabbos. He first in the Iglei Tal itself, he quotes him in that, and then he wrote the Chelkas Yoyev wrote him letters. They're arguing exactly if you learned Yerushalmi like that. But I'm going to assume the Chelkas Yoyev pshat in Yerushalmi that if you put something in the stove at the end of Shabbos, but nothing happens on Shabbos, it gets baked after Shabbos, you are over. Now, what's that in Yerushalmi? The Chari, you'd see from Yerushalmi not the way we all understood Bishul. We were understanding Bishul is the fact that it's getting cooked. What was our proof? Again, the Bavli says, if you put it in, you take it out on Shabbos before it gets cooked, you're not over. Yerushalmi's mashma that Bishul is like Zriya. It's just like Zriya, you're over the second you put it in. It would seem from the Yerushalmi that Bishul is the same thing, you're over the second you cook it. And so too, possibly, it would disagree with the Bavli. The Bavli says if you put something in the oven and you take it out before it had time to get cooked, you're never over. You don't have to bring a shitos. Yerushalmi the Chayr disagree. No, the Isser is the Maisa of putting it on the fire. That's the Melech of Bishul as Levi Zereah. Now, if you say there's such a machlokos that the Bavli holds that putting it on the stove, you are over even if it didn't get cooked. Why? Because the Isser is the Maisa Bishul. It's not yet getting cooked. But that's as they held Yerushalmi. Yerushalmi holds you are over. The Bavli holds that you're not over. How do you know that? Because Bavli holds if you take it out on Shabbos before it gets Machman to say not over. You see the Bavli holds it's not the Maisa. It's not like Zriya. There's something special about cooking that there's no Maisas involved. So you could perhaps explain our machlokos the Bavli and Yerushalmi with regard to the Kli Rishon. Yerushalmi says you only over if the Ur is Mahalich Tachtam. Who cares if there's a fire underneath, on top? It's cooking. It's cooking. There it is. Bishul is not just cooking. That's where the Bavli holds. There's a Maisa. It's a Maisa cooking. All right, even if it doesn't cook, you put it on the stove, it cooks later. Zok Yerushalmi, you're over. Why? It's the act of putting something on a flame. Zok Yerushalmi, that is only if there's a flame. If it's in a Kli Rishon, there's no flame. It could cook, but there's no flame. Maybe you're not over. And Bavli disagrees. He says no. The Bavli holds it's nothing to do with the Maisa, and the Bavli would hold you put it in a Motzei Shabbos. It doesn't get cooked later. You're not over. It has to get cooked. So maybe it has to get cooked. What do I care if it's a Kli Rishon or a Kli Sheni? Now it will be a kash if you say this taka to Yerushalmi shita. The Gemara in Laflamates brings down a mission that says that Kli Rishon is mevashel, that Klaisa is spanish, and the chosni gemar melachon. And if you put in a Kli Rishon, Klaisa is spanish, had da chosni gemar melachon, you chayav chatos. The losh the Gemara v'his medayik you chayav chatos. So what's pshat? Chay Kli Rishon is not mevashel m'deiraisa. So the Teretz says Yerushalmi holds that you could say it's gemar melachon. You're over als tikkun money. You're not over als bishul taken. And the Kli Rishon will be a tikkun attack in Yerushalmi. And all Yerushalmi shitos and Yerushalmi tak is of the opinion that it is possible to have tikkun money by oichlin. The Birloch has arichas that we passing it not like that. There's no tikkun by oichlin because it's a grumel. The Gabi Bishul. So the Yerushalmi in Perek Zayin Halacha Beis says clearly that the Gabi food, if you finish it, it's tikkun. So we said Yerushalmi holds that in this case, Kli Rishon, it's also tikkun. So you're going to ask me when Yerushalmi says Kli Rishon is not mevashel m'deiraisa, so what happens to tikkun? The Teretz is the only time this tikkun is if the tikkun happens right away. The second you put it in, it gets cooked. It's very quick. You have the chosan, you gemar melachon, you're pouring it over, it's cooked. Then it's tikkun mona. But if you put it on the stove or in a Kli Rishon, it takes 10 minutes. Then you can say it's only a grama because you put it in, it's not gemar melacha. It gets gemar melacha later. It's different. Yerushalmi holds you not over. Now we say this is a machlokos. You could suggest, you could explain another machlokos, two machlokos in Bavli and Yerushalmi with regards to cooking of evorim v'darim on Shabbos and in the mikdash and a bas kohen. Yerushalmi holds in the Perek Beis Halacha Hey that both of these cases, cooking in the mikdash, evorim v'darim, and service bas kohen, both of these cases are isser of bishul. And the Bavli and Yavamis and other places holds it's not isser bishul, it's isser havora. Now what's pshat in the Yerushalmi? So this is already a stretch, but you could say that the Bavli holds is nishkin bishul because you're not cooking anything, you're just burning it. But Yerushalmi holds that it's not just the act of cooking; it's a ma'isa. So you can hear after that ma'isa there's a eish, there's food, so that's cooking. I don't care what at the end of the day is getting burnt. So machnish tois. So I'm doing an act of cooking. Okay, this is an act of cooking. So this is already a shvarab shah. It's not such a muchak. It fits in very nicely. So this is such a wonderful shtickle. The only problem is it is completely ridiculous. It is not true because there's another Beferish Yerushalmi later on in Parak Aleph, quoted in Avnei Nezer Yud Zayin over here, that says in Egleital that when you do Bishul on Shabbos, what's the hasra? You master in the sheis bashul kachilas ben drusay chayev. As we state in Yerushalmi, that the hasra is you're going to be over when it gets cooked to Michael ben drusay. Now, according to our whole shtickle, Yerushalmi holds it's not Michael ben drusay. You're over right away. So Al-Koch Yerushalmi holds it's not true. He was saying even Yerushalmi agrees to the Bavli that Bishul, the malacha is when the getting cooked is nishkem ma'ase Bishul. So we're not going to explain. It's not going to work. So the Yerushalmi agrees to the Bavli that if you put something in the oven on Shabbos and you take it out before it gets cooked, you're not over. The only kasha is we had Yerushalmi that says if you put it on Motzoi Shabbos and it gets cooked later, you're chayiv. So we're not going to get into that now. So first of all, the Iglei Tal disagrees with Yerushalmi. Means that, but there's other lumdus in there. You put it on Shabbos and the got cooked. It's not like it didn't get cooked. It got cooked after Shabbos. You could say you go lumdus the Nuki Yosef in Bavli that Ishim Mishim Chitza. It goes back from Afreya. So at the end of the day, you did a malacha bishul now if it gets cooked. But about it has to get cooked. No one in his right mind is going to tell you just putting something on the stove that never gets cooked. You're chayiv. That's ridiculous. I don't know where you got such a thing. So you have to explain the Bavli and Yerushalmi a different way. Nothing to do with this. It makes no sense to say that bishul is the act of putting something on the fire. No, the bishul is cooking the thing. That's the definition of bishul, cooking. Have a great day.